Do you want to be here? Neither do we. That's why we call it the obligatory. We talk about farts, food, mics, kids, $5,000 beds, girls, comedy, and Kermit's butthole. Yeah, maybe the facts aren't right, but here's the obligatory podcast with Kermit and Mike.
What's going on? It's episode 70 of the Obligatory Podcast with Kermit and Mike. If you don't know, you should know. You can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean, of course.
There you go.
And that's all of them. Oh, and of course, we have a Patreon account if you'd like to donate $1 or more, helping us out, continuing to build this little studio we have here. That will be awesome. We'll put a name. Put your name on a plaque, like Disney does, and then they tear it down after a year.
Yeah, they can buy a brick.
Yeah, you could buy a brick with your face on it.
Put their name on a brick, and we'll make this whole brick wall studio. That should be great for the acoustics, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's why comedy clubs do it, because why do all comedy clubs want you to think that people are telling jokes in an alley?
What's with the brick wall thing? Where did that start from?
I don't know.
Is that like
I don't know.
Staple?
Yeah, it seems that way.
Yeah, just I never really. Well, the curtain too, but the curtain's usually from late night.
Nah, I think the curtain goes back even before that, like vaudeville and stuff like that. You have a stage, you have a curtain. That makes sense. But like the whole brick wall thing, I don't know. Maybe, even that feels like vaudevillian because just a bare wall.
I would assume maybe from New York, people doing comedy in their basement, or like they had like the comedy clubs in a basement, or underneath like a restaurant or whatever.
Yeah.
No?
I don't know.
I'm just spitballing.
I'm sure there's
we do have a thing called the internet, but I'm not going to look it up. But
yeah. I'm sure there's a whole website designated to the history of the brick wall and comedy.
The brick wall and comedy.
All I know is I remember like back when we had MySpace and you had to have you remember you would personalize your own page on MySpace and everything?
Dude, that was...
Everybody that did one open mic, their wallpaper was like a brick wall with a spotlight and a microphone.
To personalize your MySpace page was a bitch.
You had to go copy code and put it
into
like
you had to
HTML
learn stuff. It was horrible.
Yeah.
I was not a fan.
Kids don't know the struggle.
That struggle of creating your own page.
And then those codes and stuff would like go out.
Yeah, they'll corrupt because it was someone else's code that they made or whatever.
So like you would open up your own MySpace page one day and just find that Blue October video wasn't playing anymore.
Right.
And like your whole back wall was like just
your little happy face that was bouncing up and down. And then your name disappeared. Yeah. It was a GIF.
And that was the crappy thing too. You go to like a friend's page. One of the people in your top 10. Oh, remember how much it hurt when you fell out of someone's top 10?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It was always like, you put me in your I
got in a fight over an ex over that BS.
Why? Because you guys broke up, but she still wanted to be in your top 10?
No, she just wasn't in my top 10. I didn't even realize I had to make a top 10. She's like, why? I'm not in your top 10. I was like, what does that mean? Mm-hmm. She goes, your MySpace page, it's all your boys. It's not. I'm not there. I'm like, what? And it just went into like a whole BS fight about it.
Yeah, that's why it's so nice with Facebook.
And then I had to learn code.
Facebook, you can just block all your friends so no one can even see who you're friends with.
Oh, it does?
You can set it up so that you can have it where no one can see your friends list.
Okay.
Or they can only see your mutual friends.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or they can see nothing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Think how many fights you would have saved if you just. I'm not even friends with that girl on Facebook. And
my page is pretty open. I don't really.
Speaking of things that your girl's been doing, man.
Okay. What?
Yeah. She sent me some pics today. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I know what pics they are.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. She sent me the pic, and at first I felt really guilty. I was like, should I let Kermit know his girl's sending me this type of seductive photo? And I gotta tell you, it's a pair of.
It's sexy as fuck.
It's a sexy pair of lasagna trays. Yeah, and dude, it looks gorgeous. And I'm not even gonna lie to you when I tell you that I got more excited about seeing those trays of lasagna sitting there on the oven than like these girls that just like send you a random like cute selfie or something like that. Because that's whatever. Any girl can send that. It takes a woman to send 2 racks of lasagna.
She sent me that photo.
Oh, it was hot.
And I'm like, yo, forward that shit to Mike. And I didn't think she was going to do it.
I did too. And I wrote back, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of lasagna. And I also sent back like the proper emoji for that when you see something that's making you hungry.
What's the proper emoji for getting a food boner?
Well, the proper emoji for being like, well, wow, that looks good. There's actually a little emoji that has like the little bit of drool hanging out of the mouth.
Is that what that is?
That's what that's meant for, but that emoji has become to be used for...
Isn't that like a pervert emoji? Looking at ass?
Or something else coming out of like...
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
So like I put it and I was like, I feel guilty this is what it's meant for though. Like I had to talk myself into sending the, wow, I'm drooling because that looks great.
So you had to send it. And then you had to like explain it.
I didn't explain. I just put 2 wow faces on the side, hoping she would realize that I meant, wow, that looks delicious. But by adding those 2 wow faces, I was like, wow, now it even looks creepier. It's like, ah. So yeah, your girl made lasagna for us today.
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh, I already had it. I already dove in.
Is it good?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was so. Last night I was so thrown off because like when I saw her at your open mic, I was like, oh my God, I never see you out here anymore. And, you know, in all fairness, I don't hit up other bars as much as I used to anymore.
Right.
You know, it's usually because I worked all weekend or was on the road. And when I come back in, Monday's just that, man, I'm just going to stay home and do nothing tonight. I'm going to watch some Netflix and just chill out.
Right.
But I was downtown last night. I had to go to the bank and do some stuff. And then I went over, grabbed Gringos. And I was like, oh, I'll go check out other bar. And your girl was there. And I was like, where have you been? Because I come over to do the podcast. She's been working a lot lately. And I'm like, ever since summer started, I come over. He doesn't have dinner ready for me, you know. And she's like, "What do you want? Stuffed peppers or lasagna?" I was thrown back because I'm like, I want them both.
I got a choice.
Yeah, but then I was like, oh wow, I gotta go for lasagna. So yeah, I'm excited.
So we're gonna end this podcast
we are gonna
in 10 minutes.
We are gonna eat some lasagna. I saw it sitting there when I came in. And now that you said, I saw a dirty plate too. I was like, oh, he already had lasagna.
Yeah.
I'm like, so we don't have to wait. We can just do this lasagna thing.
Oh, you could have eaten.
I could have because you disappeared for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
How to make room for second
I was
round of
going to say,
lasagna.
you okay? I was going to send in people looking for you.
Nah, I'm ready for second round.
Was that your stomach? Because I asked you what was wrong, and you're like, we'll talk about it on the podcast. Or is it your stomach from eating that lasagna?
My stomach is sick from what happened to me. Yeah.
Okay, what happened, man?
Well, Preacher hit me up. Well, Preacher was in town for a wedding on Saturday.
Right.
And then he hits me up on Saturday. He's like, what are you doing? You know, Preacher's real good at making you feel guilty of not doing anything when you have planned to do nothing.
Now, see, it's funny because you're already going off track. I was told Saturday was date night for you and the girl.
Right.
So you weren't not doing anything. You were doing something.
Well, it wasn't really date night. It was just kind of like,
You're off, I'm off. We're going to do something together.
Right. We went to go see Toy Story 4, all sold out. So we're like, screw it.
Oh, man.
Let's go get dinner and then, I don't know, watch a movie.
Yeah.
Then Preacher hits me up. He's like, what are you doing? And we're like, nothing. And he's like, well, come hang out with me. And we're like, well, you know, man. He's like, oh, that's how it's going to be. The one time I'm in town, and you're gonna let me hang out by myself. Got no one to hang out with. Blah, blah, blah.
200,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
He can't make a post. So lonely in Orlando.
So he's like, come to the Florida Mall with me.
That's right around the corner from my house.
So
thanks for the call.
Right, but here's the angle.
Okay.
So then we go to Florida Mall, and it's almost like he was scouting for our opinion because he brought this girl, and he's like, so what do you think about it? I was like, she seems cool. Right. It's like, so it was like one of those things where I think he knew that, you know, since I was with Janae, he wanted to bring Janae just to have someone for her, for that he can just kind of just be whatever. So we ended up hanging out. So fast forward, during we're hanging out, we went to Sluice and we're watching UFC fights. And he's like, man, I really want to go to the UFC fight in Vegas next week, which is this coming weekend. And I was like, yeah, that fight's going to be amazing, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you want to go? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. Whatever, right? All right, whatever. Okay, cool. Calls me today. He goes, yo, look, I got the tickets. And I'm like, tickets for what? And he goes, the UFC. Now, granted, these tickets run like at least grand plus.
Wow.
They're expensive.
Wow.
So part of me is like, I was like, oh no. So now I got to book a flight. So now, they text me right now.
Yeah.
So then, so I book a flight today. I'm leaving Friday, but I was supposed to come back Sunday. I got to work Monday.
Right.
I didn't realize when you buy tickets now, if it says +1, that means the time changes because it's +1 because it's a day after the day that you want it originally. So I put it for Sunday, but they said that they're going to put me on Monday, which I come home on Tuesday, early morning.
See, I've flown with most of the airlines, and I've never had this.
So this is my
+1
complaint. I was
thing.
like, what is this? I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, well, look at our, and I'm looking at them like, they all have +1. And then that means you come the day after you arranged it. So I bought the insurance. I bought the insurance for $28. So and supposedly the insurance covers you for cancellations or changing of flights. So I was like, all right, cool. So can I change my flight? Well, there's $120 to do that. What's the insurance for? Well, we don't do. I went through Expedia, which I'll never do again. They're garbage.
Right. It's hard to go because that becomes third party.
Right. So they go, well, and I went with Frontier. Frontier goes, well, we don't honor what Expedia does. So you pay us $120 and we'll change it for you, or we'll cancel it for you, and you get the rest of your money not back. You get it in airline credit, and you have to use that within 90 days. I was like, you mother. So now I'm just sitting here with like, you know, like I don't know what to. I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and not come home on Tuesday. I mean, it's not an issue as far as where I got to stay at. I got my buddy that lives out there, but I don't think I'm running a summer camp.
Yeah.
This is the worst time for me to do this.
Yeah.
So now I'm in like deep shit. So I don't know what I'm gonna do right now.
Nah, I think you just need to get a real person on the line.
I did, and they're all bitty, and I can't understand a word they're saying.
And then this is what you do. You just keep going to the, look, I appreciate your help. Obviously, you're not qualified to help me with, or you don't have the power to do what I need done. So if you can just direct me to your manager. And that's how you go until you get the one person who's up on the chain that's just like, I just want to get this guy off the phone.
Well, I did something better.
What'd you do?
I just gave all the information to Janae and won't let her handle it.
Oh.
Sick 'em.
Angry black woman.
That's right, baby. I got one.
That comes in so handy, man.
It's so handy.
When you have a woman that won't take no for an answer. I had a girlfriend who my parents would give her stuff, like, you know, at Christmas, everybody buys stuff or someone gives you stuff.
Right.
And you don't want it, so you want to go return it or exchange it for something else. This girl could take a pair of jeans into a jewelry shop and be like, yeah, we want our money back for these. We don't even sell jeans. Can I speak to your manager? Like, she was that girl, dude. Like, she would go, oh, well, we can't really you don't have a receipt. And she's like, we can be here all day, or you can make this happen. And she was great, just like relentless on going in and getting things exchanged and returned.
So I'm gonna let Janae handle this.
Yeah.
And we're gonna see what happens.
Oh, I'd love to. You need to videotape that call for me.
She's doing it from her job too.
Because I imagine it's just gonna be a lot of her with the finger moving around while
on the
she
phone.
talks. Yeah.
A lot of neck and like whipping and
Oh.
So we'll see what happens. She has said, let me handle it. You go do your podcast. I was like, all right.
What a sweet girl.
Go get them.
What a sweet girl.
So
yeah, you guys doing anything for? Well, when are you flying out then?
Friday night.
Okay, so the 4th is this Thursday.
Thursday, the 5th.
Yeah. You doing anything for 4th of July? You booked anywhere?
I'm DJing.
Where at?
At a house party.
Which house?
Can I come? You can.
What?
You really want to?
I'll wear headsets. Stand next to you. Pretend
If
like
you
I'm
really want to come, you can come. Okay.
No, it sounds.
I figured you could be with the kids.
Sounds horrible already.
It's bad. It's DJing outside.
Oh,
I'm gonna sweat my ass off.
Yeah. Speaking of 4th of July events, so every year Washington, D.C. does like a huge 4th of July celebration.
Okay.
And every year they keep it nonpartisan, meaning, you know, it's for everybody. Democrats, Republicans, Independents. They don't make it this big thing. But of course, Trump decided this year.
Oh no, we're going here.
Yeah, I'm just bringing this up because it's major news this week.
Is it?
That this guy is all of a sudden he's like, well, I'm going to make a speech from the Lincoln Monument. All right. Okay, fine. Not a problem. But also he has tanks. He's bringing tanks in to the park. He wants all these rows of tanks.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, and people are like, no, you can't bring tanks on these roads. They will destroy these roads. We'll be very careful. All right.
It's true.
And he even said, he's like, oh, look, well, you got to be careful with these tanks because these roads aren't made for tanks. That's why you don't bring these fucking tanks on these roads.
That can't be
The damage
true.
he's going to, you know what it is? He was in France a couple of years ago and he saw one of those military parades. And this is what he wants now. He wants like the Kim Jong-un.
He's a dictator.
He does.
He was a
He does.
dictator.
He wants the military like show up force parade and everything else. And I just think it's a little bit ridiculous.
I can't find this. But okay.
He also says he's like, we're going to have the newest Sherman tanks. And someone's like, the last Sherman tank was made in 1957.
Wow, really?
Oh, did you find it?
No, I'm just looking for it, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, so he wants his tanks and he wants his military and he's going to make a speech, which the thing is, you can't use certain public events to pitch your party, like especially when the election's coming up. And of course, all his script writers are like, well, the script is just going to be about America and everything else. But if he goes off script, there's really nothing we can do. So they've already admitted it's going to be like, I guarantee he takes a shot at the weak Democrats or the liberals.
It's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Tanks arrive in D.C. for Trump's 4th of July celebration. Mm-hmm. Damn, those are big-ass tanks. Those are cool.
So people at D.C. are actually upset. Do you know during the election, less than 3% of D.C. actually voted for him? Like, nobody wanted him there, okay? But there's a public park where everybody, like the locals, go to celebrate their 4th of July, and that's what he closed off and is now using as a staging area for his 4th of July tanks and all his party supplies and everything else. So people are like, what, we can't even use our park because you got to throw this, friggin' Tiananmen Square gig down our throats?
This is hilarious, man.
You thought I was making this up, right?
Yeah.
Do you see him standing from a balcony somewhere as tanks and people walk by saluting him?
He's also going to have 4 Apache helicopters.
Mm-hmm.
Helicopters. The Navy will bring 2 F-35s. I don't know what that is. Mm-hmm. And 2 FA-18s. I'm guessing they're helicopters or airplanes. Mm-hmm. Air Force will supply a B-2 bomber.
Yep.
2 F-22s. I don't know what that is. Mm-hmm. And the Air Force One. And the Air Force One plane. The Marines will bring a new Marine One that is still in test and evaluation phase.
See,
okay. The Coast Guards are bringing a Jayhawk and a Dolphin helicopter. Mm-hmm. Damn, these things don't sound. I ain't gonna lie, this sounds awesome. 18 Hornets. Dude, this celebration is gonna be off the chain. I ain't gonna lie, screw the roads, let's do it. I want to see this thing.
Isn't it funny? Like whenever we have like a picnic or 4th of July, it's like, hey, you bring the soda and I'll bring the potato salad. These guys are like, we're the Marines. We're gonna bring.
Dude, I don't know what none of this stuff is, but I want to see what these things look like. This thing sounds awesome.
I don't trust him around this much stuff with firepower.
Dude, 2 V-22s. What is that?
There's 2 separate fireworks companies that are going to be doing full shows. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Where is this usually? This is me being ignorant, but when they light the fireworks, where is it usually held at?
Well, they're using the same park. It's a park in Washington D.C.
Okay. I didn't
lawn or whatever.
For some reason, I was like, that's not around the White House and crap like that.
It's not too far from it.
It's not too far from it. Okay.
Yeah. So I just think it's ridiculous. And like last year, he tried to do something similar, and when the price tag got up to be something like $78 million, they were like, nope. So I can't wait to see what the price tag on this is.
Well, it seems like it's already happening.
Oh, it's happening. It's getting done.
Oh,
He's
can't
doing
wait to
it.
see this.
But I think he actually one of his staff members had said under, hey, let me be anonymous about this. I guess when he went over to France and saw one of their military parades a few years back, he was like, this is what I want.
Yeah.
I just want to stand there. And then he just came back from seeing Kim Jong.
And Kim Jong
over in North Korea.
Parade.
They do that all the time. They said out there, he's like, look at my military. Look how strong we are. Everything else. That's what he wants. He wants that dictator, authoritarian regime.
That president clout.
Yeah. But you know what I also found out about him? I think he's just senile nowadays. Like, I think a lot of the stuff that I mistook for, like, just he's a bad person.
I miss the radio guy?
I think he's just an idiot. Yeah, he's kind of like... Do you know that, like, his Secretary of National Defense is a guy named John Bolton, okay? But he constantly calls him Michael.
Wait, time out. We talking about Trump still?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
He constantly, he's
Michael
like, I'm going
Bolton.
to...
He probably does it on purpose. Come on, man.
No, he does, because
He's
he'll
being a
fix it.
douche.
He's like, I mean, John, you know? And he's done it so many times that Michael Bolton actually went out and recorded a video wearing John Bolton, the Secretary of Defense, actually has this big walrus mustache.
Okay.
Michael Bolton got one of those mustaches and went out and did a video where he's singing things that John Bolton has said to try and make it not
Where are
sound
you
so
finding
scary.
all these things, man? You're on point with this internet
Dude,
shit.
so not only that, check this out. He's called John Bolton Michael Bolton several times. Did you find it?
No, I just find it funny. I can just see his face just so annoyed. And Trump's just like, whatever, man. F you.
He called, get this. He was introducing the CEO of Lockheed Martin, whose name is Marilyn Hewson. And he's
Okay.
like, please, a warm welcome for Marilyn Lockheed. And then the CEO of Apple, iPhones, everything else, is Tim Cook. And he's like, at this time, I'm going to turn over the mic to Tim Apple. He
does it on purpose. Come on.
I just think he's an idiot. He was doing this interview where he was like on live TV. He's like, I'm tired of live TV making me look like a fool. People don't understand everything else recorded. I'm on live TV. Mistakes happen. So, you know what? This is just, I'm going to turn this over to Ken. And the guy he called Ken goes, well, first of all, my name's Chuck.
This is recent?
This was like last year or something.
Jeez,
I found a
man.
video of it. But yeah, man, it's just, I think he's just that old man. He's that old man that's set in his ways, doesn't know any better, can't remember things from one moment to the next, which doesn't make me feel any safer about the fact that he's got his finger on nuclear weaponry and we're giving him tanks.
Do you think he has his finger on that? You think someone else is holding his finger?
No, dude, this ain't like Cheney Bush where Cheney had all the power. This is, let's just let
I ain't gonna
Trump
lie,
run.
man. That parade sounds great.
It sounds great, but it sounds scary as fuck.
Push the bitchiness of the roads and everything aside. That parade's gonna be awesome.
It's got a ton.
I can't wait to see it.
You gonna go?
I mean, no, but
You gonna watch it on TV?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna watch on TV.
I want to see all our tanks.
I want to see that shit in 4K.
Because you want to live in that type of society, huh? Where it's just like tanks and weapons rolling down the road and everything.
No, hell no, hell no,
It's not gonna work out for you.
no. I'm an awful shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Hell no. I wouldn't say that. I don't want no freaking like World War Z kind of deal going on. No. But it is cool to see.
So this is actually funny. A guy in Hawaii that was actually charged with attempted murder for a road rage incident back in 2016 decided he wasn't going to have fair shake in court. So he went into court this week, and Hawaiian dude had taken a Sharpie marker and painted himself black.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he basically told the judge, if you're going to treat me like a black man, I'm going to look like one, which I don't know.
Did he do the voice?
No, I saw the video. He didn't do the voice. So basically, this guy, Mark Char.
Mark Char.
And
he painted his face like Char.
Mark Char, Hawaiian dude. Back in 2016, he got a road rage incident. Some dude cut him off, slammed down the brakes. So I can totally relate, Slammed the brakes. They got out of the car. First, this guy, Mark Char, goes up to the other guy and maces him. Has like mace.
Okay.
But then the other guy starts fighting back. So Mark Char is forced to pull his knife and starts slashing. I guess the guy who had cut him off, there was another guy in the car who got involved. And then Good Samaritan tried to step in. And one of them ended up getting slashed up pretty badly. So, of course, now they're trying to sentence Mark Char. I think they have sentenced him to life in prison for attempted murder. So when he went in for his, his last court appearance, he had gotten a hold of a Sharpie and just colored his face black and basically said that the sentence he's getting for the crime he committed, you're treating me like a black man, so I might as well look like one.
Damn.
Mind you, in Hawaii, the percentage of African Americans, less than 3%. What is it in America? It's more like probably about 30-40% African American, because I believe Caucasians are still the majority, but then Latinos are probably 25-30 somewhere at.
Probably around there.
But to have less than 2% in Hawaii, seeing a black man is pretty much a rarity. And this guy's
It's like catching a chupacabra.
But the thing I hate about this is this guy walked into court and basically said, "You're treating me like a black man," as if he's like, "Come on, guys. I'm not a black guy. How are you giving me this sentence?" What you got?
Yeah, brother.
How come it's all with Jay Macon with you?
Now
Now it's Adam Sandler? That's Hawaii for you?
That's how Hawaiians talk.
You went Cajun. You went water boy.
Judge, I am a black man. You treat me like a black man. Yeah, I'm a brother. I don't know how Hawaiians talk.
I just 70 episodes now.
70
episodes, and every time you go to your computer, I think you're pulling up something useful like, "Oh yeah, I think I got an audio clip of that interview," and it's always just some music so you can be racist.
That's not true.
It is
That's
true.
not true.
It's somewhat true.
That's not true.
It's a little bit true.
Your judge, Your Honor, man. Yes, man. My name's Ray. I'm with Pools, Tools, and Handies. I am also an attorney at law, lawyer, brother. I am here to represent my brother, my brethren.
Life in prison. That's a sentence for a black man.
Life in prison, man. You crazy, bro.
I'd like to present Exhibit A, Moana. Moana. See, so what I would like for you to do is let my man free so he can find the jewel and return it to Nefertiti.
Let my brother go, man. He'll make you a good, cool spam sandwich, man. Spam sandwich.
I don't know much about the judicial system anymore. I was the best defense advocate in the state of Florida in 1994 mock trials, Tallahassee, Florida. That being said,
okay.
Nowadays, I don't know, but if the judge was even slightly on the fence about maybe I shouldn't give this guy life, and then he shows up colored black.
I saw the photo. It's hilarious.
He basically referred to the whole court as a kangaroo court the whole time.
What's that mean?
A kangaroo court is just basically where you have the appearance of justice and the appearance of a hearing when you've already decided the outcome before it's even begun.
Oh, I learned something new. Never heard of that.
Facts. It's what's for dinner.
Kangaroo.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so if you want to go check out that article, it was very, very interesting. And they do have a video of him all sharpied up doing his little chit
Yeah,
chat.
see, it's hilarious. And his hair's all blown back, like he was standing in front of like a giant muffler. Like his face all blown out. It's weird.
Yeah, so we didn't start out last week since I've seen you. Let's see. We did the podcast Tuesday. Wednesday, I went in and actually did a segment of the Lowdown with James John over at the new studio.
Oh, yeah, we saw.
Oh, did you see?
I mean, we saw the promo.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I thought you saw the episode. I'm like, wow, you're
No,
better
there's
than
no
me
way.
because you can't find that.
Nobody has seen the episode.
They're getting better, though, because like you can go on Xfinity now. It's channel 175. You can go on Comcast now. It's channel 175. So you can actually pick up a remote and turn on a real TV and, you know,
Oh, goody.
put in the channel. But yeah, you and Sanchez saw the promo, huh?
Well,
Because James had two guests on that day.
Yeah.
I was the opening guest, and the next guest was it Tora Hyman or Tara Hyman?
with a drag queen.
A drag queen named Tora or Tara Hyman, I forget. Either way, so the second segment was James interviewing her, and then at the end of it all, they were like, okay, we need to get you guys together to do the promo for the show, like just a quick, 12-second teaser or something like that. So we all go stand next to each other, and I've taken my body mic off already. They're like, we need to get Mike a mic. I'm like, guys, I don't need a mic. No, we need to get Mike a mic. We need to get Mike a mic. For what? We need to get Mike a mic. So they spend 5 minutes getting me re-mic'd, and then we filmed the promo, and I don't say shit because
No, you don't.
I'm sitting there next to a 300-pound black talk show host and a 300-pound white drag queen, and we're only doing 12 seconds. I figure if they can't carry this 13 seconds.
So, it's...
Hey everybody, it's me, James, the host.
So right now, James is going through it, and Mike has his hands in his pockets, both hands,
and I got drag
and
queens
he's just rocking back and forth.
Is on the show. We're not actually on the down low. It's the lowdown.
Yeah, that's my show.
And Mike realized he can't do a mean comeback because it's on TV.
Your only bra. It's your mother's.
It is. I love you, Mom.
You didn't even laugh. You did a fake chuckle.
Yeah, I actually. You know what's funny? I know that drag queen. I know that actor.
I know her.
She's actually an actress over at Sleuths. And
really?
she does shows over there. So I've known her for a while.
Hi, Mike. I was wondering.
Yeah, and we were riffing just fine. Like when she first showed up, I'm like, man, I almost wore the same thing. Glad I didn't, So there was plenty of it. It's a good show and it's a good interview with her, but I had a lot of fun too.
We got a new comedian on the scene. Mm-hmm. Her name is Rose.
Okay.
And she's transgender or tranny or whatever. So it's a guy turning into a woman.
Okay.
And she didn't know the rules because she went up last week. And then she came out last night. And she's like, hey, I wanted to go up. And I was like, oh, you can't go double week. She's like, oh, I didn't know the rules. It's all good. So then there's another gay guy on the scene. His name is Mario. And he was like, if he would have ripped off the wig.
Nope, that was me.
That was you?
Yeah.
Was that you that said that shit? Oh, my God, dude. When you said, yeah, what'd you say? Go ahead.
I was like, now if you said, hey, look.
That's right.
You went up last week. You can't go up this week. And I'm like, but then he pulled off his wig and said, how about now? If you didn't let him go up, it'd be a hate crime because you're not acknowledging his maleness.
That would have been great. I would have like, and you can go up.
You're like, yeah, my only rule is when you're up as a woman, you can only do your woman material. When you're up as a guy, you can only do your guy material.
That's right. You did say
if
that
that's
shit.
a nice compromise we can have, right? I'm like, if that's, and then Mario was like, well, that's the rule. I'll be here next week with a wig and stilettos. I'm like, you were coming like that anyway.
Yeah, he wears the shortest shorts.
Yeah. So yeah, I did the Lowdown show with James John. That was cool. And then I had a show Thursday at Kiwis up in Longwood.
Kiwis.
Have you done that room yet?
Nope. I was going to. I was actually going to pop in, but I didn't.
No.
Because
cool story, bro.
Yeah, bro. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to drive.
It was, it was last time I did it last year. We had probably about 60, 70 people. It's a small room. This week we had like 21.
Oh, small class.
Small, but no one has experience performing for small groups of people like I do.
Okay.
So we still had a great time. And then my parents actually came into town. They brought my cousin up. My dad had been having some health problems, so he didn't make it up for my oldest son's birthday. So they finally made it up this weekend. And Saturday night, we went to Medieval Times. Medieval Times. Have you been out there?
A long time ago.
Okay, it hasn't changed a bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, it probably hasn't changed.
One of the things they did change, though, is it used to be, remember the whole thing was like, hey, welcome to Medieval Times. We're having this jousting or battling tournament in honor of the king and the king's court. And then they sit there and you eat chicken and you watch these knights fight and everything, okay?
Right.
So apparently they have like 6 or 7 locations throughout the country, Medieval Times. And I guess up in New Jersey, during the height of the Me Too movement, some people got together and said, why has it got to be the king's court? Why can't it be the queen court? Because it's fantasy, bitch.
Oh, my God.
All right? But they caved, and they turned it into where it's now the queen's court. So you walk in, and the queen welcomes you, and there's no king because she don't need no man. And these knights... Now, my first thing is like, well, why don't you get a female knight and have one of those moments where this badass knight just beats everybody's ass and at the end pulls it off and it's a chick.
Right.
That'd be great. But they don't do that. It's still... Nope. The people who get injured are still men. The queen sits up there in the tower. That's fine. But here's what really got me. They did this whole change to be part of the Me Too movement. But at the end of the night, they're like, please remember to tip your serfs and wenches. And it's like, what? What? We changed the whole fucking show around to show we support women, but we still call the bitch that brings you the drinks wenches, and everybody's cool with that? Like, the males are like your servants, but these are wenches. These are pirate hooker whores.
Wench, bring me my mead.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And do you know how I got the name Giant's Maid?
I drank the milk.
I drank the milk of a giant's wife's teat for several months.
You ever see Cable Guy?
Of course.
Okay, Jim Carrey, Matthew Broderick. Jim Carrey takes Matthew Broderick to a Medieval
Times, yeah.
And, of course, Janine Garofalo is playing the wench.
Yeah.
And Matthew Broderick's never been to Medieval Times, so he's sitting there. And one of the things at Medieval Times is they don't give you silverware. They give you like half a chicken and bread and a goblet. And he's like, excuse me, could I get a fork? And she's like, there were no forks in medieval times, hence there are no forks at medieval times. And he's like, but they had Pepsi?
And that's when she got answered like, look, dude, just eat the damn chicken.
Yep.
Okay.
That was it. But, the kids enjoy it. I enjoyed it. One guy, I thought they turned it into WWE. Our night won, by the way. Our night won the whole thing. So, like, lately I'm 2 for 3. Yeah, because I've been 3 times in the past, 2 years.
3 times.
Well, my parents took me for my birthday, my 40th, as like a gag.
Okay.
Because I think we've talked about it before. When I was a kid, they took me there, and I really wanted a sword that they were selling for $20. And my dad pulled me aside and told me he couldn't afford to buy it for me.
Okay.
Have I told you this before?
No.
Yeah. So it was one of my first trips to Disney. My dad drove us up there. We got tickets to Disney. We stayed in a cheap hotel. And then they took us to Medieval Times one night. And my dad had shelled out a lot of money for this trip. And then we get to Medieval Times. And, of course, there's this sword. It was a real sword. It was like $20. And I'm like, Dad, can I have that sword? It was like the perfect size for me. And he's like, buddy, I would love to buy that for you. But, this trip, this has been a really expensive week. And I don't have the money. And it was the first time he had talked to me like an adult.
Right.
So I just remembered that. And years and years and years later, my oldest son was like maybe 2 years old. And we're at downtown Disney and we're going through one of the toy stores. And I'm pushing him in his stroller and he just reaches over and grabs a Winnie the Pooh bear. And he just puts it in like a headlock and just holds it tight. And I go to put it back on the shelf. I'm like, all right, buddy, let's put it back. And he just gives me a look. He doesn't even cry. He just won't let go of it.
Right.
And I look at the price tag, and it's like $35.
Of course.
For this Winnie the Pooh. And, then I got it. So I called my dad up.
Caved in.
No, I called my dad, and I'm like, hey, remember that thing with the sword? And he's like, oh, yeah, the sword. It's known as the sword incident in my house because I threw a pout and ruined the whole weekend. And he's like, yeah, what's going on? I'm like, well, I was down here at downtown Disney, and, Aiden sees this bear he wants, and he picks it up, and I look at the price tag, and it's like $35 for a fucking stuffed bear. And he's like, now you get it. I'm like, yeah. He's like, how'd he take it? I'm like, how'd he take what? He's like, you telling him he couldn't have it? I'm like, oh, no, I bought it for him. Because my child's happiness is worth $35 fucking dollars.
Oh my God! He probably called you a pussy and hung up the phone.
I'm like, it's worth the peace of mind for me not knowing he's standing over my bed while I sleep, plotting on how to kill me. I'm like, sleep with one eye open, old man.
Man, you spoiling that kid, bro.
So for my 40th birthday, my dad, as a joke, they drove up and took me to Medieval Times
and then bought you the stupid
and offered
sword.
to buy me the stupid sword. And then I said no, and then they bought my kids swords. I'm like, what the fuck's this about?
Right.
So
they hit your shins.
Yeah, but the kids really enjoyed Medieval Times. But our night, they were doing the part because they joust, where they run at each other on horses with the big lances, knock each other off. And then they grab swords and actually battle a little bit. And our night, I look up, you would have liked it, because I look over and he's got blood dripping down the side right over his eye. And I'm like, man, when did this turn into WWE? I'm thinking the guy went down, took a razor blade, slashed his eye, or it's fake blood. But then I realized, dude, I've been here a lot. I've never seen anyone actually bleed. And I'm like, looking, that's not fake blood. And my dad's like, oh, yeah, it's part of the show. I'm like, no, Dad, I think that guy needs medical assistance. And he wins his little battle and they disappear. And when he comes back out, I shit you not, he's got a Band-Aid over his eye. Not a medieval bandage, a legitimate, we have a first aid kit back here. Yeah. And I'm like, kudos to him, man, because I don't care. Those guys only make $36,000 a year, maybe.
Right.
That's the top of it. I'm like, you cut me, fuck the show. I'm like, we're going to get stitches.
Did you ever joust when you were smaller? On the bikes? You get 2 bikes. You do it with a broomstick, and then you try to hit each other?
No, we played chicken. We never actually had broomsticks
that shit
or stuff.
Sucks.
You get hit a couple of times?
Yeah,
you
man.
get knocked off
I thought
your
my
bike?
chest was going to explode.
Really?
Hell yeah.
You didn't wear any pads or anything?
Yeah, we were a football helmet or a baseball helmet.
Yeah, but so you got basically you got a kid going at 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, we made like these like we had like these karate shields,
Yeah.
like these little body shields that didn't really protect anything.
Yeah.
And then we ran at each other with the sticks, with like actual like broomsticks, whatever. Well, on our bikes.
Yeah. And tell me again how many concussions you've had since you were a kid?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Like that's probably one.
I'm sure.
And then I know I jumped off the roof thinking I was Batman.
How one story like house?
Like house?
No, you jumped off the roof of a house.
Yeah.
Like a one-story house.
Yeah, like a one-story house.
Thinking you were Batman?
Yeah, I made
You know Batman can't fly, right?
I made a grappling hook
Out of
rope and hooks.
like Christmas tree ornament.
Yeah,
hooks?
like it was really bad.
No.
It wasn't that good.
And you hooked. What were you trying to swing from?
We had a tree in front of our house.
So you threw your makeshift grappling hook over
Yeah,
the tree.
and I figured I can just swing.
And of course, it didn't have any.
No, I didn't
purchase.
hold at all. It just it got in the tree. I thought it hooked, and then
And
I
then
jumped.
just, like the Wile E.
And
Coyote things where the rope's just falling.
Right,
down.
and I thought the cape would kind of like guide me.
The cape with absolutely no form to it whatsoever.
No,
to
not at
catch
all.
air or
No,
anything.
it was
no
a
frame.
bed sheet.
Yeah.
It was a Batman bed sheet.
Yeah. It didn't even set you for a second thinking, man, if sheets help people fly, I'd see all these people flying around. You were just like, no, this should work.
Yeah, that too, and the whole umbrella thing doesn't work for shit either.
No, because it just
It pops up. It pops up.
pops up.
Yeah, Mary Poppins a fucking liar. So
She's also magical.
I didn't know that shit. Special effects was very convincing back then.
That's why I learned not to trust white women.
Dude, we can go down the list of concussions I've had, guy.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta tell you too. I think your neighborhood's gone downhill.
My neighborhood?
Your neighborhood.
Why? We got Puerto Ricans?
I pulled in worse.
Oh no.
I pulled in tonight, and there was a dude with no sleeves, and I shit you not, he had that white dude, no sleeves, scrawny, tattoo of a Confederate flag, and just that mullet.
Oh, you had the mullet?
He had the mullet.
Party in the back?
And I was like, this guy can't be alone. And sure enough, like I read coming through one of the other gates was this woman who looks like she's probably been walking OBT and yelled at by him for like years. So.
Oh, so we got some good old Akoi trailer trash.
You got white folks, man. You got white folks, and not the
They're
good
not my
ones.
neighbors, though.
Not the good ones.
My neighbors are cool.
Yeah, they're gonna take this whole area down.
I gotta take this whole area down. Mm-hmm. Nah, man, my
You're
neighbors
on a
tight.
slippery slope.
Is that what is going on?
You're gonna be seeing cars up on blocks out front. Not the nice cars either. That's a 52.
You're just assuming that.
Stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, probably not appropriate things.
Go on.
Yeah. You hear what happened with Adidas?
I don't say anything bad about Adidas. You know I'm a huge fan.
Are you?
Hell yeah.
Well, okay. First of all, they're a German company then, right?
No.
Oh, huge fan, doesn't know their background. Huh?
Time out. What?
You got to Google this shit?
Yeah, I got
Or are you
Google.
looking for another stupid song so you can do your German accent?
Oh, good idea. But no, I was actually looking up Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
No, man.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Adidas.
Does that change everything now, knowing they killed so many Jews?
No, not at all. But I'm just saying, what happened with Adidas? 'Cause, like, I got jumpsuits and shoes.
So, are you into soccer?
Not anymore.
Okay.
I try to get into it. I try to get into soccer because that was
Because
the
you
thing to do.
tailgate and you do the...
Yeah, and then I realized I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this is
It
kind
was
of
more
boring.
of the just hanging out.
It was
part.
a hanging out factor, and yeah.
Have you heard of the Arsenal, though?
Arsenal?
Yeah.
No.
The team, Team Arsenal?
Nah.
Okay. Big soccer team. I believe they're... What are they? Are they England? Is it England's? London? I'm not a soccer guy. I'm not a sports guy.
I don't know.
Someone listening is like just yelling, it's fucking blah, blah, blah.
I'm still looking at Adidas, and the first thing you type in was Adidas history, and it goes, Adidas history Nazi.
What?
That's the first thing that pops up on Google.
What?
I'm like, what? What?
What's it say?
Oh, wow. German. Adolf Adi Dassler was a German cobbler, inventor, and
Oh, so his
entrepreneur.
name's literally Adolf?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a good start for
Was
any
a German
history.
cobbler, inventor, and entrepreneur who founded the German sportswear company Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
He was also the younger brother of Rudolf Dassler, founder of Puma. At this time, At his death, Adidas had 17 factories and annual sales of $1 billion.
Okay. Arsenal Football Club is a professional football club based in Islington, London, England. So football for you Americans is soccer, you know.
Right.
But so now we've qualified the fact that Adidas is in fact a German company, right? Mm-hmm. And Arsenal is an English team. Now Adidas makes the shirts for most of these professional teams, right?
Right.
So they had released photos of the new Arsenal home jersey on Twitter, but they added this, where it was a special promotion where if you liked the tweet, then what this program was doing was taking your Twitter handle and posting it on a picture of the Arsenal jersey hanging in a locker.
Okay.
So say, what's your Twitter? Kermit Gonzalez?
Yeah.
So if you had liked this promotional thing, like on Twitter, Adidas had said, hey, check out the new Arsenal home jersey, and you liked it, all of a sudden it would show a picture of the jersey hanging with @Kermit Gonzalez on the back of the jersey.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Sounds cool.
Pretty nice. But the internet is full of assholes.
Oh, that's right. You can just like shit.
So people liked it, but then would change their Twitter handle, which I didn't know because I'm old. I guess you can change your Twitter name at will.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, apparently you can, because some of the ones they changed it to are @InnocentHitler,
Okay.
@GasAllJews,
Damn, dude.
and @DieAllN.
Wow. You got really really racist and creepy.
Yeah, so it took Adidas a few minutes to catch on to this, but not before, because everything lasts forever on the internet. So you can find all these pictures of these jerseys and everything. And that's why in this segment called "That's Why We Can't Have Anything Nice." But how ridiculous is that, man? Like, when you think you're a multi-million-dollar company and some marketing guy's like, hey, here's an idea. And no, this should work fine. Nothing could possibly go wrong. I don't think we need to supervise that at all. I'll tell you, some people's regular Twitter handles wouldn't be appropriate on the back of a jersey.
Yeah. At Hooknose Juice. Very, very good friend. That's very. I don't know German accents either. Oh, this is a good fan of ours too. @Kill All Immigrants and Jews. Very good friend too. Very good friend of the company. Yes. No, you're not digging this accent.
Dude, I'm hating this.
I'm hating this segment.
Yeah.
You're not digging the German music. No.
Here, let me see your iPad laptop thingy
here we
there.
go.
I want to see if I can find something. How do you get to the internet?
How do you get to the internet, you old man?
You're on some weird page.
It's called Spotify, you weirdo.
Yeah, just open me a blank web page so I can search for something.
There you
All
go.
right, and now you talk while I figure something out.
Oh, I have to have a topic. You usually come with the topics, but it's all good.
Well, no, I'm looking for something, so I want you to talk. You know what's funny? I was actually, if you tune in, like, we're recording right now, but I also got called up. Sunday. James asked me if I wanted to come in and sit on Real Laughs on Real Radio.
Yeah, we went over that.
104.1. No, I got called for the lowdown. We didn't talk about Real Laughs.
Oh, Real Laughs is the radio station. That's right.
Yeah. So I went in, we record some segments and everything else. And one of the questions that came up is like, hey, man, what's it like being here and not recording with Kermit? I'm like, I didn't even realize he wasn't here.
Who said that shit? James?
And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, Kermit does like so much, all the technical stuff. But I'm like, a lot of times we show up and I'm like, you got any topics? He's like, nah, we'll wing it. And I'm like, so, which is fine for him because he's already done his work in his head. But then a lot of times it's just him sitting there staring at me being like, yeah, what you got? And I'm like, sometimes,
that's bullshit.
Sometimes I'll be having a conversation with Kermit when he decides he needs to get up and go do something. And I'm just, okay, I guess I'll just keep talking.
You are so full of shit.
That's never happened?
It's happened like twice. You're making it sound like every freaking episode I leave you hanging here.
I'm like, to be honest, I didn't realize he wasn't here. I just figured he was being quiet over on the side.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so why don't you fill this time while I go ahead and search for this real quick?
I'll fill in some time.
See, yeah, I'm doing your job now.
All right, do my job.
I'm just
I'll
going to
talk about my weekend, what happened, because we got hit with some racist shit, too.
Okay.
Freaking, we went pool hopping. You ever did that? You go to the hotel and pool hop?
Like go to a hotel you're not staying at and jump in the pool?
Right.
I've done that. Where'd you go?
We went to Hard Rock. We had their brunch. and it was me, my girl, and Dwight, and we had their brunch, and then after that we went to the pool, and then we started pool hopping from like Hard Rock to Portofino to Seaside, or I don't know, 2 other hotels, whatever. So we're lounging, and we're at the where the servers come up to us and ask us if we want any drinks. So some white dude comes up and he's like, "Hey, can I get you guys anything?" And we're like, "No, we're good." And he asks Dwight. Now Dwight's Filipino, so then he asks Dwight. He goes, "Dwight." He goes, "Hey, can I get you anything?" And Dwight's like, "No." And he goes, "Okay, thank you." And he bows to Dwight. And I looked at Dwight and I was like, "Yo, did he just bow to you?" And he goes, "Yeah." I was like, "Damn, how Asian are you looking right now?" He goes, "Apparently a lot." I was like, "Dude." So we were like, "No, that guy, he effed up." So we waited for him to come back again, and we wait. He's like, "Oh, you guys need anything?" We're like, "Nah, we're good." And then he did it again. He fucking
bowed again?
And he said, "Hi." He did hi, like a little hi.
Yeah.
And then we were like,
And
"Dude,
did you get offended?
Not at all." Because we just started laughing at him. We're like, "Dude, you're so racist." Like, I don't know if he was doing that as a joke, but like the way his face was, he was looking too innocent. Like, I don't know. He just seemed nervous for some reason.
All right. So this video, I guess it was made a while ago, but it's actually it's an advertisement, and I want you to watch this video. And do we have it? So sounds queued up over there. I want you to watch this video, and really, if you can, before we get to the end, tell me. Excuse me. Tell me what you think it's a commercial for. I'll give you $5.
I'll get to watch it, or you just got to hear it.
No, we're gonna watch. You can watch it. You can describe what's going on, and listeners can hear it.
Oh, gross. It's already starting off weird. It says lady giving birth in a tub.
Very artsy.
Ugh, gross. She likes swimming all her grossness.
There's a baby.
There's a baby and the husband and the wife. All right, baby's looking at toys. And it's all cute. Uh-oh, it's eating the...
Mommy's dress. Or...
It's eating, and it's, they're showing like the close-ups of the baby.
Oh, he's
like 2 now.
Dad's teaching him to play guitar. He's like 2. Oh, no, 1. There's the birthday candle.
This is gonna end sad. I bet, like a bomb's gonna go off.
Remember, this is an advertisement for a very famous
I already see
company.
where this is going.
Do you really?
The kid's peeing in the stream.
$5 if you can tell me what this is a commercial for.
It's gonna be like something like horrible.
I was thinking life insurance or something like that.
Oh, what's the ad for?
Yeah, I'm not asking you to tell me the ending. I'm just asking you what you think this is advertising.
It's probably gonna be like for like Nike, like move fast.
You think so?
I don't know. He's peeking
on his own mom getting dressed.
Ah, gross.
Yeah. Now he's getting in a fight.
He's a teenager now, by the way. They fast forward quick, and now he's shaving already.
Yeah, he's probably like right there at 12,
butchered
13.
his face.
Oh, now he's got a girl.
He's got a little love interest. And
that was a cool hair flip, though. They're in a lake. First kiss. Here it comes.
Let's get it on.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh, now he's riding past her house, and she is out front with some other guy.
All right, so that...
now he's listening to the Disturbed.
Yeah, he shaved his head.
He's shaving his head in his room.
He's going through classic white guy shit, yelling at the parents, shaving their head.
That's fair.
F you.
That's fair.
Wearing the headphones everywhere.
I'm sure he's got a Tool shirt somewhere.
And now he's doing like, I'm going to leave my... He like ran away from home now. And
but he's older now. He's like in his teens. He's probably...
But with no job and money.
He's finding himself. He's in the Philippines taking pictures.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to know is... We're getting now he's moving out.
He's moving out with some friend.
He's moving out.
His parents. By the way, he's 30.
Okay. Now, so you've seen this whole thing.
Yes.
What do you think's coming?
What do you think's coming?
Yeah. What's in an ad for?
Well, I thought it was gonna be a bomb thing or something horrible like, don't complain about your life.
Okay.
But it wasn't.
Nope.
This last shot, by the way, he's in a bathroom and he's just staring at a.
It looks like he's getting ready for some mid-level. He's got the collar up, the tie.
Oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
He's a bomber.
Do you think so?
Yeah, like this is gonna be like one of those ads like, if you seek help, if you see something, say something.
Say something? Okay. I might owe you $5.
You might owe me $5 on this one? Oh, he's about to do something horrible.
Every day, life
Yes, he
asks
is.
you the same question. What are you gonna try today?
This is a Subway commercial? What the F?
So what'd he do? He walked into Subway.
And he applied.
No, he walked in.
He walked into Subway to get a sub or to work there?
No, it was to to get a sub, basically the last line is...
Asks you the same question. What are you gonna try today?
What are you going to try today? That was Subway's commercial?
Yep.
They didn't even show one sub in the whole damn commercial.
You just see him walk up to the counter where you order, and the question is, like life, what are you going to try today? All that. So this guy can go order a BMT.
Or himself a sweaty meat turkey sub.
Yep.
And 3 cookies, because the cookies are amazing.
How come your slogan is eat fresh, but nothing here is fresh?
No, it's never fresh. It's never fresh.
The bread is like rubber.
Yeah.
I worked at Subway for like 2 years.
Did you?
Yep. I didn't tell you about this?
Nah.
I worked at Subway while I was...
Slanging meat?
While I was in high school. Before we were called sandwich artists, we were just people who made sandwiches. And I worked at Subway, and I worked the night shift alone, like 4 nights a week.
Okay.
And then they passed down a rule for like bare minimum wage. And then they passed down a rule where you needed to have a manager on duty every single shift. So I came into work one day, and my GM was like, hey, Mike, they just passed down a rule through corporate that we have to have a manager on duty every single shift. And I'm like, oh, and I was happy because now I'm not going to be working nights alone. I'll have someone there. You know, I'm a fucking kid, you know, and we get slammed at nights. And I'm like, oh, great. So I'm gonna have a manager working with me. They're like, no, we're making you manager. And I'm like,
so I can go home.
I'm like, oh, so I'm gonna get more money? And they're like, nope. Your new title is manager for minimum wage. Yeah.
Dude, I'm still stuck on this commercial.
It was very artsy and moving, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it had nothing to do with sandwiches.
Nothing to do with sandwiches.
They didn't even show a
like
cookie.
You see the kid getting heartbreak and shit in his head. I thought he was gonna become a school shooter.
Yeah,
or
like he
something.
beat the living shit out of the kids, and when he was younger.
Yep, that was crazy, right?
Yeah, and then he went into Subway for the first time at the age of 30.
That's a guy who made that video and just kept down the shelf and waited for any company to call him, and was like, I have just the video for you.
Dude, Jared must be so disappointed. Not one focus on kids or anything on that one.
Maybe that's why they did that video. They're like, let's just stay away from pedophilia.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's got to be the worst commercial ever.
You been watching AGT at all?
No, but I heard about, I saw what Dean lost his mind about.
Joke thieves.
Well, I know that guy, the tequila guy, went viral on internet, on Instagram, whatever. And what he does is he goes to a karaoke bar. He picks the song Tequila. And we all know the song. Yeah,
it basically says tequila 3 or 4.
Tequila. So anyway, so he did that, and he got through to AGT. And
if anyone is a comedian and familiar with a comic named Andy Kaufman, who Jim Carrey actually did a whole movie biopic based on his life called Man on the Moon, I think it was actually the first episode ever of SNL, Andy Kaufman was the comedic guest. And he went on and did a bit. Now, mind you, this other guy's name is Andy, who just went on AGT. What he basically did is he went up, said he was going to do some karaoke, went over to a little box, pressed play, then on the screen behind him came up like the karaoke screen for Tequila, which basically says Tequila 3 or 4 times throughout the course of the song.
Right,
the rest is all instrumental. So the joke, of course, was he was standing there at this big,
looking
huge,
weird, awkward.
At this huge, talent competition filled with actual singers and everything else. And he would just wait for 36 bars of music and then go, Tequila.
Yeah.
And then the music would keep playing. So you can go check out that guy. I'm not going to play his
Andy
video.
did it with Mighty Mouse.
Here is Andy Kaufman, SNL.
Yeah. Sorry. This is why I do the technical stuff. Look at this. You have no idea how to pull up the bit. Now he's scrambling.
What do you mean? I just did it great last time.
No, you blew it.
I had it.
Well, Andy used to do it with the Mighty Mouse. And it was, here I come to save the day. And then he'll stop singing.
And it was funny.
Right.
So it's been done. So,
but not with Tequila. And not with this generation. And nobody's going to look up Andy Kaufman.
Well, I feel like even regular people, like you got, what's his face on this show, came in and crashed our improv show. Howie Mandel. Yeah. Howie Mandel. Dude, he was
that
clapping for it. He was clapping. They called
he was
him
all
genius.
about it. Freaking freaking people work hours and days for like a special talent to show off to the world. This guy goes that, and then Simon's like, brilliant. That was wonderful.
Musical guest Andy Kaufman.
Oh, this is actually Jim Carrey as Andy
That's Jim
Kaufman.
Carrey's.
Yeah.
You have to fast forward a little bit because he gets quiet for like a good awkward 2-3 minutes.
Nah, this is a short one. So he's standing on stage, SNL Studios. He's got record player to his right. Wow, this looks familiar.
Yeah, well,
Like I just saw it on AGT.
but the kid's not gonna go anywhere far with that BS.
Nah, how you gonna win competition? You pick how many different songs?
The first round is all for like silliness and like the people that really don't have any talent or just get away with like dumbness, and then
Yeah, it made for good. You know what it did? It made for good TV because it was a cheap, easy laugh for people who didn't know it. Plus, the controversy of it is also bringing attention to the show.
yeah. The guy would be booking it. He would be getting booked to improv soon.
Yeah, Dean though.
Dean lost his mind.
Went crazy.
Dude, I was
'cause
laughing
Dean's
at
an
it.
old school comic. You don't steal jokes. You don't do it. You know. And I really did enjoy seeing him kind of lose it.
This goes into a whole like episode 68 or something like that, with the one with Preacher
With
and
the
them.
Lawson brothers.
Yeah, we went like a whole half an hour joke thieves. I mean, it happened last night.
Yeah.
It happened last night in front of us.
I wasn't there. I
thought you were there.
No, I got there after it. I was.
So there's a comedian named Genesis. He does a joke, talking about sex, talking about a girl getting very like hot and heavy for him, and she's making all these moaning sounds, and then the punchline is
she's like hard or deeper.
yeah, hard or deep or stronger, and he's like, bitch, didn't you see the dick that I walked in the room with?
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
It's
So
not like I'm sitting here shouting at you like tighter.
I don't know. We're butchering his joke, but anyways. So another guy did it word for word, action to action.
Now, Genesis has some jokes that are quite I've heard before other places.
They're very street oriented.
He has jokes. He has a joke like, I hear all this talk about battered women all my life. I've been eating them plain.
Right.
And I've heard that from comics like Matt Z. I've seen it on Twitter. Some of those one-liners have just been around.
Right.
But like when I heard it was that joke, I was like, okay, that's kind of, while it's not a ridiculous out there topic, like, having to come out to your father that you want to be in theater rather than football, which is really original. And if you ever
You're
hear
really
someone
scarred
else,
by that, aren't you?
dude, call it when you see it, right?
I guess, man.
But
Let's tap into that.
nah, I'm good.
Yeah, dude, let's tap into the fact you're still scarred by that.
I'm just saying, it's nice to be, people are like, oh, imitation's the sincerest form of flattery. I just wish so many people would stop flattering me, But no, this guy, I guess, actually went up and everybody told me it was word for word Genesis. Like,
He changed one word. He changed the word instead of saying dick. He said penis.
oh, he cleaned it up.
Cleaned it up.
So I guess what happened after this guy went up and this was a Tampa comic or something like that?
Right, Tampa comedian.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna say names, but then I already know Genesis. But then Genesis just went up right after him, and pretty much like
Spent his whole time
blasting
yelling
him.
at him for taking a joke. And what the kid say?
he kind of just threw his hands up. He's like, "Bro, I didn't steal your joke." He's like, "That's funny, cause how long you been doing comedy?" And he says something. I've been doing it for this many years, and that joke is 10 years old. And I was like, so he's like,
And did the guy ever admit to seeing Genesis on stage?
honestly, I didn't get involved.
Because I guess you were talking to him when I
was saying
walked
goodbye.
up.
I was like, later, bro.
You're like,
Good to
I
have
still
you.
gotta make friends.
Yeah, I still gotta make friends. I'm not gonna like
Make
like,
sure this show is
that's
filled
between
every
him
week.
and him and Genesis. I don't give it like that's like there's nothing I could do.
Yeah. My my kid has been doing this thing, and I thought it was a phase, and I don't think it's going to wear off anytime soon. My 5-year-old, every time he makes a big poop, here's the problem. My 5-year-old has had problems with poop since he was little. Like,
Okay.
He'll hold it, he'll be constipated.
Oh, so you always
stuff like
cheer him
that.
on when he takes. a
So
huge
every
dump.
time he takes a poop, we would like be excited. We'd be happy to the point where he will actually call out from the bathroom, "Daddy, come here! I got a big brown surprise." I'm like, "Oh, I wonder what this is gonna be." But he takes poops that like you sit there and you try like that whole square peg round hole mathematics. You're looking like, how did that come out of there? But he's got to the point now where he's like, come here, take a picture. And he'll stand by the toilet with his poop with his thumbs up. Like he's like this fisherman who's showing the catch of the day. And I, honest to God, hope that this continues into his teens and his adult life, because that's going to make for some ridiculous Tinder photos.
You should start an Instagram page on
it. I just think, how you go on Tinder and there's always like the guy holding up the fish or something. He's just going to be standing by his massive poop going, check it out, ladies.
Wait, so you have photos on your phone right now of these?
I might have one or two.
You got to save these, man. What do you mean you don't have one or two? You should have like all of them.
Sometimes I pretend to take pictures, and he'll be like, you didn't really take a picture.
Oh, he calls you out.
I have to take a picture to show him.
He calls you out.
Yep. You got to take that? Who's that?
That's Brandon. I don't need to talk to him.
You don't need to talk to Brandon. Brandon Hoover. Named after a vacuum cleaner.
You want to talk to him? Let's see what happens. He listens to our podcast.
Who is he?
It's my buddy in Vegas.
No, you want to put him on the...
No, I can't because it's hooked up to the...
that thing.
What's up, man?
Hey, yo.
I'm doing podcast, and now you're on the podcast, so what's up?
Fuck yeah, I am. Did you get your shit done with the ticket?
What's that?
Did you get your shit done with the ticket?
Nah, man. We're still complaining about it on air.
Were you complaining about yourself because you fucked up?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, does Jersey need a place to stay? What's he doing?
Jersey? Who the hell said he's coming?
Whatever. What's his name? Who you going out here with?
Preacher?
Preacher, sorry.
No, man. Preacher's rich, man. He's gonna buy his own hotel.
All right, I was gonna see because I get free stays at some of the hotels on the strip.
Well, I guess Mike's coming now then.
Yeah. Right. Why didn't Preacher get me a ticket?
And Preacher didn't get me a ticket either. Oh, the UFC thing. Yeah.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he paid for your ticket.
Yeah, paid for the ticket. Yeah. So, but yeah, man. But I'll hit you up after the show.
Man, fuck that. Talk to me now.
Yeah, we are talking to you right now, and it's being recorded. You're wasting our time. Yeah, man.
No, I'm not. I'm making this shit more interesting.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Fucking Hoover.
Fucking Hoover.
Fucking Hoover.
Fucking lunchbox. All right, do your thing. I'll call me when you're done.
All right, brother. Talk to you later.
Love you.
Bye.
Later.
Oh, don't act like you don't say it back. That was a man who says love you all the time, and you say I love you back, but now that you're at the podcast, it's weird.
Nah, man.
Let's talk about that. What's going on with that?
That's Hoover.
Yeah.
People that know Hoover, he's a weirdo.
Mm-hmm. You got a boyfriend named Hoover.
I got a boyfriend named Hoover in Vegas.
Man.
Don't be jealous, Mike.
With a name like Hoover.
Sucks.
Yeah. But, yeah, so I got that going with the kid right now, and I really... If it gets him pooping, I'm happy.
That'd be funny if you made an Instagram page of just turds.
Yeah, my parents, I think every family has like one or two embarrassing photos that whenever you brought people home, they're like, oh, and this was Mikey as a baby. You know how some families are into like that recreating the same photo every year?
Yeah.
My parents
Some of those are funny.
My parents have a picture of me when I was like 2 years old or 3 years old, and I'm wearing like a cowboy belt with holsters and 2 toy guns and a cowboy hat and literally nothing else.
Why is that not a T-shirt?
I don't know, but I recreated that in my teens. Not as cute. Not as cute whatsoever.
Dude, do you have that photo?
I think my parents
make that as a T-shirt. It's just like the T-shirt I have, the one where I'm like looking like a cholo holding a gun when I was little.
I got Kevin White and Karen White for my birthday one year. I used to do this joke about paste eaters. Like my kid doing stand-up.
Right.
And it was basically my kid going into kindergarten doing stand-up. He's like, instead of where my drinker's at or where my pothead's at, he's like, where my paste eaters at?
Right, I remember that.
If they don't want to see it, why they make it taste so good? You know? And they went up. I had taken a picture. I was in Daytona, and my kid came up. And, you know, because whenever I stay at a beach hotel, I would bring the kids because, you know, it was fun to stay on the ocean for them. And I took them to the club one night before it was open. And my oldest went on stage, and he had the microphone. We lowered it all the way down, kind of what set to for you usually. You know,
is that a short joke?
We almost made it a whole episode, but it was lowered all the way down. And so it's a picture of him talking into a microphone. And Kevin and Karen went out and made a T-shirt that said, you know, it's got him talking in a microphone. And it's like, where my paste dudes at? And it was my favorite shirt. So. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I don't know why I wrote this. I thought you'd find this fun. There's a cafe in Thailand called Death Awareness Cafe.
Yeah, I'm already not liking it. Okay,
Have you heard about it?
Death Awareness? Mm-hmm. Why would I like that?
It just seemed like a you thing.
A you thing?
Oh, please, with the stuff you bring, like, you're going to love this. And I'm like, why would you show me that? Oh, I thought
It's
you
not
didn't
dealing
know
with
it.
death. Go ahead. What's this cafe about?
So you go to this cafe,
Ugh.
and it's a normal cafe.
Yeah.
But after you have your coffee at the end of it, they put you in a coffin for a while.
Yeah, okay. Why the hell would I like that?
Why wouldn't you like that?
That sounds retarded.
They say that the people who go into that coffin, they keep them in there for a little bit. And when they come out, they've realized what's important in life and what's not.
Of them having an anxiety attack?
Pretty much.
No,
But
thank you.
it's one of those, it presses home the fact that when you're in the coffin, nothing else matters.
And then they walk out
You
and they
don't take
realize they're in
anything with you.
Thailand, so they're still in hell.
So they'll probably end up in a bathtub with ice,
Yeah.
missing organs.
Yeah, no, thank you. That doesn't
You know
sound
what?
like something
You know
I
what
like.
Tom Rhodes says?
What's that?
The most beautiful women in the world are Thai
Thai
boys.
Fool me twice. Vegas.
Aw. Oh, that's right. We had talked about that.
Yeah,
You got fooled in Vegas,
Hell yeah, I got fooled in Vegas.
and now you're going back.
I'm going back for set thirds.
I was gonna say, man, I got $50 this time around.
Just gotta make something happen.
What questions do you have to make sure that they're women?
You tell them to look up. Can't get rid of an Adam's apple.
But two of them fooled you.
I know, they had their chin down. And they move like boxes.
They're well trained.
They're well trained.
Oh.
Yeah, no. I got fooled twice.
So you're gonna go out to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna check out this fight.
Yep,
Where are you gonna stay while you're out there? You staying with Hoover?
probably.
Okay.
Save some cash.
And then you're gonna hang out on the strip.
Hang out.
You're gonna hang out with Preacher.
Yeah.
You're gonna smoke some cigars by Bellagio.
Sure. I mean, I'll probably die if I do that, but yeah. 'Cause
You do any gambling or no?
I'll do some blackjack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why's it gotta be blackjack?
Because it's easy and there's not a lot they count for you.
Now I'm saying, why can't it be whitejack?
Because then nobody wins.
Correction, when it's whitejack, everybody
If
wins.
you're white.
Duh.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. It's kind of like one of those spontaneous kind of things that are happening to me right now.
Do you split your aces? Do you double down? What
Ooh,
do?
that's scary to do.
Yeah.
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 I usually just fold there
Yeah.
and hold.
If a dealer has a 6 showing and another card down, what do you do?
6?
Six
I go
showing.
for it. Hit.
You go for a hit?
If I have a 6? You're saying if I have a
See,
6?
people who always taught me that you have to play, like, the dealer's face down card is a 10.
Yeah, it's a 10. It's always
You always
high.
got to play a 10. So if he's got a 6, they're like, that's a tricky
It's
one.
iffy, right.
It's iffy, but hopefully that's a bust hand for him. I hate when you're playing, and people don't understand. When you're playing blackjack, it's not you against everybody at the table. It's all of you against the dealer.
You know what I do, though?
What?
I do the electronic ones. I don't even do the real people.
Oh, you don't even deal with the
Where
real
they have like
people?
an actual person in front of you, but it's CGI.
Oh, okay. Because those can't be manipulated in any way whatsoever. Like, at least when you're playing a real person, you see the shoe,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
see the
I
card that
guess.
come out. You're just like, I'm just gonna keep pressing buttons, and when it tells me it's okay to win, it's okay to win.
Yeah, that's me.
At least if you sit down at the table, though, you get that feeling that you're in Vegas. People bring you.
I'm that
drinks.
asshole that takes too long, though. I'm like,
It doesn't take too long. You can lose your money like that.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't gamble that much, though. So I'm just going to hang out, watch a fight,
Yep.
and come back.
Cool. Cool.
So-
You're gonna go out there, hang out.
Hopefully
and
the girl takes care of
Be
my
the
ticket.
guy standing next to Preacher that people hand their phones to, so you can take a picture.
Oh, I am walking away. I am walking
That's your
away.
whole job when you're out
No,
there.
no, 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 I'm walking away.
You're gonna turn into T-shirt boy out in Tampa.
I'm going to turn into
You
Ninja.
you opened a Cash App for them.
I know. He's like, you got a cash out? Like, no, I guess I'll open one for you.
You know your job.
No, I don't.
Go be a good string along, whatever.
You like these mics, don't you? No.
Carry his makeup case for him.
Makeup case.
Make sure he looks good.
Yeah.
Make
I
sure
see
you
this.
have all the women sign the releases.
Yeah.
Now, just need you to sign here saying that
sign.
anything that happens was totally consensual.
Yeah,
There you
that was
go.
all you. And a little picture. All right.
All
There
right.
you go.
Oh, what was that? Was that the Amazing Burt Wonderstone or whatever? There was Steve Carell played a magician in some movie. Did
Okay.
you see this?
I remember the movie you're talking about. I don't know the scene you're talking about.
And he started doing this because his who was the other magician? It was the guy with the really bad teeth from like Armageddon and all that. Steve Buscemi. So it was Steve Buscemi and Steve Carell played magicians who got a gig in Vegas together, and then they split up, went their separate ways. But the Steve Carell character, he was just one of those meets a girl at the show, staying at the, of course, the casino resort.
Right.
He has his hotel. So he'll be like, oh, come on up with me, blah, blah, blah. I just need you to sign this release saying everything's consensual. Hold for a photo in front of a green screen.
Right.
Then they'd go have sex on this huge bed. And when she wake up in the morning, there'd be like when you get off a roller coaster ride and they're selling you photos. He had green screened her looking like she was levitating while he made her rise.
Yeah, I don't remember. I gotta watch that movie again, but yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I think Jim Carrey was in there playing a kind of.
Yeah, he like chopped off his head. No, he shot an arrow through his head.
He was playing like that mind freak Chris
Yeah,
Angel
and he like
type
put a
character.
nail.
At the end, he
He
put a
went-
drill into his own head.
And that was a drill, and he pretty much went mind like
Yeah.
He just went,
drill.
he went
I
reme-
studied the human anatomy.
yeah, he went remedial on the
Yeah.
whole thing. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great.
Oh, well, man. So what you got coming up this week? Oh, Vegas, of course. You're
Vegas.
doing Vegas. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing because I took the whole month of July off.
Oh, you actually did that.
Yeah. So been planning on taking a road trip to take the kids up to Connecticut and New York so they can see family on their mother's side, family on my
Taking
side.
to Washington and see some tanks.
I'm not leaving till after the 4th of July.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll probably just keep it a low-key 4th of July here. And then, head out, hit the road. So I'll be in touch with you because, you might not even be here next Tuesday to do the podcast. You might be traveling.
No, I'll be here at 6 a.m.
Supposedly.
I have to.
Yeah.
This is gonna be. Don't remind me. I already stressed out about
Maybe
it.
you get off here and your girl's fixed it all for you.
I hope she does.
But I'm not going to get this podcast going any longer because there's lasagna.
Let's go, Garfield. Let's go eat some.
Thanks, John. You ever have a Monday?
I hate
Kermit's
Monday.
going to have one in Vegas this week.
Yeah, no shit.
All right, this has been the Obligatory Podcast, episode 70. I know you guys expected more. We did too, but why start getting good now?
Hey,
What? This was a decent one.
I guess.
All right.
All right. We'll talk about your inner demons next episode.
That's right.
All right. See you later,
Remember,
guys.
your parents don't love you, but we do.